Rob Grimes with the IFBTA, and I'm really pleased today to be talking to you from a cargo container box at the NCR Global Headquarters. And with me is Jessica Bryant, the Vice President of Marketing and Inside Sales, and Lindsay Petrovic, the Head of Product Management. So welcome to the IFBTA. Welcome to being a global industry partner.
Thanks, Rob. We're really excited to have you here at our headquarters in Atlanta and talk a little bit about the industry.
So it's interesting to me because we were talking before we came on about your backgrounds. And Lindsay, you started in the restaurant business working with Hillstone, which really grew as a small Atlanta-based restaurant group and became a very large one with a number of different brands and things. So your experience and transition starting in restaurant operations, general manager, and then working your way through payments and American Express and working through that thing, and now ending up working with people who, you're back in the restaurant business, working with the people. How do you, how'd that transition occur? What is your observations, of the market based on your background?
Yeah, it's such a good question. Working in the restaurant industry, living and breathing what our customers go through, even though it was quite a long time ago, not that I'm about to date myself, you can't understand it until you've been there. It is an experience that I cherish every day because the tough moments that restaurants face are what we want our technology to solve for. I loved working in a restaurant. I decided to make a pivot into corporate America, which going into American Express, it was a great company. They're a very innovative and a company focused on transformation and credit cards. That experience, whether or not it was my time there in product management, marketing, strategy, all of that really helped me when I took this job at NCR to have that understanding of customers, to have the understanding of how you can drive large-scale transformation and innovation, and applying that to restaurants' needs has really been phenomenal.
And Jessica, you have the same thing. You've been with NCR a long time, but you actually didn't start with NCR. You started with some companies that really grew certain segments. When I actually think about the point of sale stack that you started with in the early days of Aloha, it grew out of a custom developed system for a restaurant that ends up being sold globally as one of the leading packages. And then you add back office into it, and then your transformation goes all the way here. And even you started in the data security business, right? Yeah. So what are your learnings that you sort of applied all the way along to where you are now?
It's really been fantastic to learn different industries, and really at the end of the day, it's all the same. You find a problem, you find a challenge, and then what are the unique, innovative ways that you can solve that challenge? And I've been fortunate through my career to be at some really pivotal points within industry transformation. One of the ones I will remember always is back in I'll call it the late 2000s, we had a solution that we launched that helped kind of detect and figure out employee theft and patterns of behavior and things like that. So being on the front line of identifying challenges within the industry and thinking very strategically about how do you go about solving these in a way that makes life easier for that restaurant owner, that gives them time back in their day, that gives them money back, has been really rewarding.
So let's talk about R&D. Okay. Because here's what I got so far out of this conversation. So first of all, you work with a lot of customers who have customized products themselves, okay? Then you're following what's going on in the industry, right? There's two types of investment in R&D, and I'm sort of curious how you use your R&D dollars, because I also am fortunate, having walked through this building just to get on this floor, you're going past R&D centers and you're talking about how you bring customers in to test things, and then somebody's even telling me about banking machines and testing the weather out there inside the building. So how do you work the R&D investment of the company, both for what you're doing to be a leader and bring new things to the table, but also the R&D investment you put into your customers to do that?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. As a company, obviously a large technology company, we know we have to invest in innovation, transformation, all the things our customers need, right? And so for us, it's not necessarily thinking about how we spread money. It's really in each individual business, whether or not it's our banking business, retail, or restaurant, what do those customers need? So when you think specifically about the restaurant space, here we really let our customers and the trends we're seeing in the industry drive our investments, right? We have been known for point of sale of a solution. For us, our investments there, it's thinking more broadly. Of course, how do we continue to invest in point of sale, bringing our capabilities to the cloud? But now we're really thinking about how you create an omni-channel ordering experience. It's not about having a separate point of sale versus a separate online ordering versus a separate kiosk. The architecture,
who can even define what a kiosk is, right?
Exactly.
We don't know. So the omni-channel is a handheld device and a phone.
Yes.
A kiosk, maybe it is, right?
Yes, exactly. And so it's really taking our investments and thinking in that future forward way of how we change ordering and omni-channel ordering. We also know today in the back office, things like scheduling, reporting and analytics, labor management, those tasks take way too much time for managers or corporate IT staff. So we really think about investments in that space, meeting the customer need around automation. How do we take low value work off of the management staff, off of the corporate IT staff, so they can focus on more high value, more strategic tasks. And then, of course, we love investing in the kitchen. You know, we've had our legacy, our flagship product there, Aloha Kitchen, for a long time. Now it's time to sort of turn up the volume and take that solution to the next level, really thinking about how we can add automation and machine learning, how customers can leverage our technology to maximize the capacity of a single store or across stores. And then, of course, all these solutions, as Jessica mentioned, are tied together.
But you can't do that all by yourself. You need to have partnerships with the technology groups that are out there. You need to stay on top of what's going on, but you also need to involve the customer set in the industry to help give that feedback as well. I mean, that's sort of a challenge.
Yes.
And then big and small. I mean, those are different challenges, right?
So we work with over 200 partners in the industry. It's a critical part of our strategy. We know that we can't do it all, right? Nor do we want to do it all. We want to make sure that we're working with best in breed, innovative partners to help be that combination with our solution set for our customers. We've been investing in how do we make those integrations easier for both the partners and our customers so it can come to life in a much more cohesive way. And of course, I loved spending time with customers, big and small, whether or not it's part of my role at NCR or just out on the weekend enjoying a meal with my family. You've got to get that customer input to really understand what they need, the pain points.
Well, even for the IFBTA, I mean, attending some of the dinners and things that we do, and NCR's at the table, other suppliers are at the table, and the operators are there. It's very interesting to see what kind of conversation takes place. It's not a sales conversation. It's a sharing of information, and you know, it really takes both parties sort of working together. So I want to thank Jessica and Lindsay for joining us today. I certainly want to thank NCR for being a global industry partner. And it's a long overdue welcome, but you're already there. But thank you for joining me today and also for hosting us in this great global facility. So thank you.
Thank you.